Hello and welcome to yet another super exciting episode this week. And I'm so glad that last week I requested you guys to drop your comments about what we should talk about this time. And actually, like 90% of you commented on relationships. And anyway, that is one of my favorite topics and I'm glad to talk about it today. And actually, if you did not watch our last episode, I'm going to put the link below, and make sure if you want to catch up, you have to just watch last week's episode. And I remember last year on 31st December, as I was seated with a couple of my girls and we were at Java along Kimathi Street in Nairobi City. And as we were sipping our coffee, and we had a very long discussion about relationships, because it had been a long year and we had missed each other, like we had not met for quite a while. Actually, it was the whole year, and we were just catching up and we were sharing our 2020 goals about what we're gonna do, what we cannot do, be or never become, and we were actually sharing a lot of details about each other. But our major discussion was about relationships, like how just we've been coping in relationships, because some of us had gotten into new relationships, some of us were nursing heartbreaks, and some of us were just single. And you see, so like we were just sharing a lot of experiences. Little did we know that we were so loud for a certain lady who was seated next to us, and she had been listening to us for a while now. And the lady just did something very crazy. She pulled a seat and joined our discussions, and we were like in our minds, we were like, hey, who are you? What are you? What makes you join us? And what makes you think that we are going to be seated here for the next 3 hours and we won't be leaving in the next 3 seconds? So we were like, this lady must be a crazy one, because how comes you are also joining us yet we don't know you? How comes you are invading our privacy? Like, don't you respect other people's privacy? Where are you from? Who are you from? So we had a lot of questions then, but it happened that so weirdly that this lady was that calm lady. She was a cautious lady, and before she sat down, after just pulling her seat, she started by, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry for invading your privacy, and I've just noticed that you girls, you are in the range of my age from 20 to 25, and you've been discussing about something that has really touched me. Then we're like, wait, do you even know what we've been discussing? And she was like, yes, I know you've been touching about relationships, boyfriend and girlfriend, and I'm actually in that category. And we were like, how do you mean? And this is how she told us that I've been seated here for the past 1 hour, and I was with my boyfriend, and we've just been trying to settle matters because an hour ago I met her and I found him with a side chick, and they were really romancing and kissing, cuddling and doing this and that. Then we're like, how does that relate to us? And she said, I'm sure you can walk me through this, you can just talk to me through this. And we're like, but we are not related in any manner in your relationship. We don't know where you've been. We don't know how you've been with the so-called boyfriend. And I asked her, where is him? And she told us that he had just walked out to pick a phone call. And we were like, if you've been settling matters with your boyfriend, why could he just pick a call from here? And she was like, he said that this place is not so conducive because they wanted to discuss some financial matters with the M-Pesa guy whom they always transact so much. And that sounded crazy because, just picking a phone call from here. And I asked her, one of my friends asked her that, why didn't you just walk outside? Because I'm seeing you're even almost done. Why couldn't you just walk outside with him? And this is what she told us, that he told me that I should not walk outside with him. Instead, I should just maintain, because somebody can poison us. Then I was like, wait, do you think people poison just anybody? Okay, that aside, this is what she told us, that I'm having a difficult moment in my relationship. As much as I've been trying to talk to him and trying to settle these matters, but I'm feeling like it's becoming so heavy, because even right now he has just walked out on me to pick another phone call that I'm not really sure whom he's talking with. Then I asked, do you know whom your boyfriend was talking to during that time? And she said that I was certain that maybe they were doing some financial business, and so I could not invade his privacy in his calls, and that is the reason I simply maintained standing here. And she said, and I asked her, how sure are you he's not speaking to another side chick somewhere? And also, how sure are you are not the side chick, and maybe the other one is the main chick? And we were like, And she was like, that is the reason I've just decided to join you girls, such that you can talk to me through this. Okay, we actually accommodated her in our place, and we were like, this lady must be undergoing some difficult moments, and like she's not ready to leave this man, even as much as this man is really giving her some signs and symptoms of leaving her, but she's not willing to leave her. So we just realized that we can actually talk to her through this, and this is what we talked to her. A relationship is a journey. It's a journey that you make by choice. You don't ask someone whether you want to be in a relationship. It's a choice that you make on your own. And so actually, this is what we managed to tell her, that whenever you are in a relationship, there are tips that you need to consider whenever you fall into a relationship. I'll just take you through what we told her. Tip number 1, it is very, very important. It's all about respect. Like, just respect your other half, you will lose nothing. You see, each and every person has different beliefs, they have different values, different cultures, and different decisions. Just respect your other half's decisions. If they decided to do something, maybe it's because of the beliefs that they have, and it's because of anything. I really like the way that lady handled the situation, because that shows how much she respected the boyfriend, because she could not just start now engaging in some stupid talks. She really respected the boyfriend. And tip number 2, it's all about speaking up. You should always speak up. Whenever you feel there is a burden, or there is something that is putting you down, you feel like this is too much for me, or you have a bother something somewhere. I really like the way this lady went ahead with this situation, that she could not just now start causing drama and maybe talking to the other girl, you know, who am I, do you know where we come from? Like, she didn't actually cause drama. She went ahead and asked the guy, can we just go somewhere and speak up? And you see, I always say, there is a way you can talk to someone and they feel guilty of themselves, and there is a way you can talk to them and they feel this is just useless. And if you are polite, you are kind, and you're trying, like, for example, in this situation, for this lady, if she was actually to go through this situation, such that when they had reached Azava, she could now have started praising the man and telling him how he loves him first, and what the visions they have for each other. And you see, the man will be like, oh, but I messed up. And he could have been the one who could have owned up to speak about the situation. And trust you me, this is how they could have solved the situation. And I love it of how the lady handled the situation. She just decided they should speak it out, and they come and have a clear way of approaching this matter. That was a plus on her side. Rule number 3, and also very important, it's compromise. Like, learn how to compromise your other half, because the disagreements are a healthy part of relationship. And for this case, it was a disagreement between the two people. So like, but you see, disagreements were there, they are there, and they'll always be there. But how you choose to tackle the matter is what matters. As for this lady, she decided to, let's go down, let's sit. Like, make sure you're making clear and fair judgment, because you need to actually go about this situation in a fair and rational way. Trust me, if you talk to someone in a better way, they'll also understand you. And it's just a matter of compromising and accommodating the other half. And also very important, it's about respecting each other's privacy. And number 1 thing that usually causes problems in today's relationships, it's the mobile phone. Like the phones we own nowadays, someone feels like if you take my phone, like that is invading my privacy. Yeah, it's true. A mobile phone is someone's private property. So like, and if you are in a relationship in which your other half is so insecure, of which what I understand is being so insecure, that is part of love. Being so like jealous, it is also part of love. But when it reaches at a point that you two are together and you cannot come into an agreement that so and so, like, I trust you, so like, just be honest. Let's say in a situation that you are with your partner, you're seated there and you're discussing, making stories, then it happens that you want to make a certain call and your phone is not extremely loaded with airtime. So you just take a point of borrowing from your other partner, that you just ask them, kindly lend me your phone, I want to make such and such a call. So you see, you will take a phone and if you are that type of person that will want to invade in the privacy, like you want to check their SMSs, you want to check their WhatsApp, you want to check their Instagram, you want to check their Twitter, trust me, that is the day even Matthew now calls to ask why Judas betrayed Jesus. That is what happens. Whatever you look for, you always find. That is the day that when you just put on the data and you want to check the WhatsApp, you'll find, hi darling, you see, such like things, and that will now be the start of the fight between you and your partner. But if you're that type of person that you're asking the phone and you'll just go concentrate and just make your call and dial whoever you wanted to dial, you see, it will be okay, and like you won't find, that is how you won't find such situations of breakups, such situations of disagreements. Like you will have reduced the chances of having fights in your relationships. And also, the fact that you are intimately related doesn't mean that you should intrude others' privacy. Space is very important in private relationships. Space is very, very important. It is a big part of healthy relationships. Number 5, and very important, it is about being supportive. Like, encourage each other. You know, if you are not growing together, you are actually dying together. And I'm sure when you decide, because relationship is a choice, when you decide that you want to have a relationship with someone, you always have that urge, like you have that vision, like you want, there is something that you want at the end of it that you will achieve together, that you saw that if you are alone, maybe you could not achieve together, maybe if it is marriage or something. Like, you see, whenever you are very supportive, that just accommodate each other, encourage each other in what you want to do, like be good, be calm, and also the other half will also be very happy. I always feel that it is nice having someone that when you have a problem or when you are celebrating your success, you have a shoulder to lean on. It actually breeds some good insight. Like you always feel loved, you always feel good, because whenever you have a problem, you know, so and so will be there for me. Some people usually say that when you share with your parents or guardians, they always offer the best security and the best support. It is very okay and it is very right. I support that. But what happens is, whenever you have a problem and you share with your parent or your guardian, do you know what happens? Actually, you now put stress upon them. You put depression upon them, because they're now like, oh, our daughter or our son is now having stress, like they're not in a position to settle the matter. You see, now they'll be fighting for you because they are number one people, your supporters. They are the number one people who will always want good for you. But whenever you come to them and celebrate and tell them that you're having a certain challenge, they also find a way to help you. And you see, it is keeping them a little bit uncomfortable. Why can't you just settle the matter with someone you love? If you have that someone that you love or someone that you feel is closer to your heart, you can always share with them. Let them walk through this, such that the next time you're calling your parent or your guardian, you tell them, I had a challenge last week, but I managed to settle the matter. They'll be like, oh, nowadays even our daughter or our boy, like they are in a position to solve the matters, to solve their problems. Like, you see, it always also encourages them that to feel good and to feel nice about these things. And with that, we talked to her a lot more that I cannot actually record in this episode, and I will make sure that I upload in the next episode, such that you will be in a position to know what exactly led to her, what exactly transpired after that, like after we had talked to her and she finished it so well, like, and their relationship, actually right now they're having a very healthy relationship, despite the fact that we were not experts in that relationship, but we managed. You see, girl to girl talk always breeds positive impact. So like, I'll put it in my next episode about how we managed to talk to her and how she's now faring on with her relationship. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and you share with all your friends and relatives to keep updated. Make sure you watch all our episodes that we'll be uploading every week. See you in my next video. Goodbye, and I love you all. God bless you.